Hello and welcome to La La Land on LA Talk Live. That's Dorothy Dillingham Blue.
And there's a very dapperly dressed Brett Chapin.
Well, thank you, and thanks for joining us on La La Land. This is the
everybody.
only nationally broadcast show by Los Angeles artists about Los Angeles artists on episode number 102.
Yep.
I'm actually dressed fancy because I'm going to a show right after this.
Oh, good times.
I'm going to go see Walking the Tightrope at the 24th Street Theater.
Yeah, you said you're doing
Can't
a
wait.
2-show day today, right?
It's a 2-show day. It's
Wow.
a busy day for both of us.
Uh-huh.
I've got Walking the Tightrope,
Mhm.
and then I have Unidentified Human Remains in the True Nature of Love that I'm going to see tonight.
Oh, awesome.
What's your busy day consist of?
Well, my busy day is I already did some choreography for a little musical theater camp that I work with this morning. And then after show, I'm going to a rehearsal for the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee that will be at Theater Palisades opening April 12th. That's very exciting. I'm playing Leaf Coney Bear, which is usually played by a man, but hey guys, you don't like to drive, so I took your part. And there it is. And I get to play Jesus too. So
Very nice.
I know. And then after that, my Theater Palisades youth kids have their next to the last performance for High School Musical Juniors. So it's a busy time. So we have a show today at 5 and a show tomorrow at 2. So if you want to come on out, theaterpalisades.com.
And I saw it last weekend. It was awesome.
Thank you.
Those kids put so much heart into what they're doing.
They do.
So much, They came on the show
They
a
did.
couple weeks ago. They did a couple performances. They were great.
Oh yes, they're full of it in the best way. So
Theaterpalisades.org for any information on that.
Yes.
Theater Minute.
Yes.
Well, let's tell the audience who our guests are first, and
Of
then
course.
we'll do the Theater Minute. We have with us today 4 amazing guests. We have first Mr. Steve Julian, a 4-time guest on the show of KPCC and Parsons Knows.
Nice. You're gonna get like a stamp. My son loves like stamps. If you like get to go somewhere more than once, happy stickers or something, that'll be fun.
You brought me back this many times. What's wrong with you?
I know. Hey, talk to that guy. He's the booker.
Well, we like you, Steve. That's why. And then we have with us Beatrice Casagran and Randy Lopez of Ophelia's Jump Productions.
Great.
Out there in Claremont, doing a great job, and they just announced their season, so they're going to be telling us all about that.
Yeah, it's great. I love all your titles. I'm very excited.
Can't wait.
Mhm.
And we also have Helen Bromfield. Is the camera picking her up right now?
No.
Okay. Well, in the back there, we have Helen Bromfield of Knockout Image. Just worked on the movie The Incredible Burt Wonderstone, the after party at the Magic Castle. I went to that on Thursday. It was awesome.
Was
so
it
much
magical?
fun. It was magical.
It was a magical evening for you.
Okay, there was a guy.
Really?
I don't know if you saw this or not, but there was a guy that had a platform that kind of swiveled,
Okay.
and a cylinder, and a surfboard. So he took the cylinder, he put it on top of the platform, and then he took the surfboard and put that on top of the cylinder. So he's kind of rocking back and forth and surfing. He puts on a straitjacket and gets out of the straitjacket in like 5 minutes.
Wow.
I don't know if this is visually, if you can picture what I'm picturing. It's very, very cool. But he was awesome. The Magic
Wow.
Castle. We love the Magic Castle.
Yeah.
Follow
Good
them on
times.
Twitter, Magic Castle.
Yeah.
And so we're going to be talking with Helen about Knockout Image and everything that's going on over there.
Cool.
All right, Theater Minute.
Yes. Closing this weekend is Von Bach over at Fremont Center Theater. They close tomorrow.
Nice.
Yes.
Love those guys.
Uh-huh.
We also have And the World Goes Round at the NoHo Art Center is closing this weekend as well.
Yeah.
Love those guys over there. Congratulations to Kristen Towers Rolls and Joshua Eli Grants and Michael Sterling. What else do we have? Anything else that you can think of right now, Dorothy? We have Rent.
No.
We have Rent, Beyond the Stage Productions. I'm in it. April 4th through the 6th. I will be in the ensemble of that. Also, Undisputed, the Mike Tyson story just opened at Pantages Theater. Pantages.org for information on that.
Yes.
One night only with Janis Joplin at the Pasadena Playhouse, pasadena.playhouse.org. And The Trouble with Words at the Courage Theater, courage.org.
Incredible show.
Yes, yes. We should talk a little bit about that too.
Okay.
COEURAGE.org for information on that. let's get to it.
Yeah.
We'll have a quick break and come back and get going here.
All
If you have
right.
any questions for our amazing guests, make sure you give us a call at 323-247-7443, 323-247-7443. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/lalalandtalk, Twitter, twitter.com/lalalandtalk. You can send us an email at lalalandtalk@gmail.com. And we'll be back on La La Land Talk with Brett and Dorothy on LA Talk Live. Welcome back to La La Land on LA Talk Live. That's Dorothy Dillingham Blue.
And there's Brett Chapin.
It's kind of a weird comeback song.
I know.
I always cringe a little bit.
I was waiting for a yodel.
Yeah, I know.
Start.
Right? And I'm the one who gave them all the music for the show. So go
Seriously?
figure. I got to get rid of that one.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Done.
Bye-bye.
We are very lucky today to be talking with Mr. Steve Julian of KPCC and Parsons Knows. If you have any questions for Steve, make sure you give us a call at 323-247-7443, 323-247-7443. Is there somebody on the line right now? Yes.
That's me.
Hi, you.
Hi, you. What's your name?
My name is Noelle.
Hi, Noelle. Did you have a question for one of
I'm
our guests?
actually calling. Well, no, my friend Greta Vellante. I thought she just sent me a link to call you guys.
Oh, well, you're on the air
Welcome.
on LA Talk Live. Thanks for calling. We're here with Steve Julian
I
of
live in
KPCC.
Austin, Texas, and we grew up together. She's in a beautiful, wonderful band called Well Hung Heart.
Well, I think that's
And,
another
sent
show
me
that
this
you're.
link. So I
Oh.
called you guys.
Okay. Well, it's nice to talk to you. I think you're talking about another show on LA Talk Live, though. Band with
That may be
Mondo.
correct.
He's coming on actually at what, 2 or 3 o'clock? 3 o'clock. Call back at 3, okay? For Band with Mondo.
Okay, definitely.
Have a great day.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thanks.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, we're very polite about it.
We're big in Austin.
We're huge in Austin.
Yes.
Yes.
And welcome back, Band with Mondo, actually, starting this week.
Yeah.
Starting
Isn't there a
last week.
Covina,
Last week.
Texas also?
Yes, Covina.
There's a Glendale, Arizona.
Yes, there is.
I think we've taken that.
Is
as
there
far
a
as we
Los
can take it.
Angeles, Michigan? No,
No.
probably not. Steve Julian, KPCC, thank you for joining us, sir.
There's a Pomona, Missouri.
Is there really?
Yeah. And we have ties with Pomona now.
We
I
do.
was born and raised there, and now their theater company is there.
Oh, good stuff.
There's a lot of stuff happening in Pomona.
I can't wait to make it out to Pomona and see a show at Parsons Knows.
Well, they're not in Pomona. They're
I'm
in
sorry,
Pasadena.
not Parsons
Parsons
Knows.
Knows
I'm
from
sorry.
Pasadena.
Ophelia's Jump. I get Parsons Knows and Ophelia's Jump confused a
They're
little
both
bit.
good names.
Yeah, they are.
They are. They
Very
do live a
creative.
different word. Parsons Knows is all about classical adaptations.
Yes.
Moliere and guys like that.
And
Guys like that. You know, Those
Gotcha.
dudes. Those dudes. Yeah.
His pals.
Yeah.
and what do you do with Parsons Knows, Steve?
Not much. No.
As little as
Kind of-
possible.
I'm a board member there. Have been for a
Excellent.
couple of years now, and just try to promote the company as much as I can.
And
They
they're
do fantastic work.
and the people can find information at parsonsknows.com, I believe.
That's true.
And they are a classical theater company.
Yes,
so
but
what
very
are you,
funny.
What are you working on this year?
They just did The Miser, but I suggest you go to. There is a production of The Everyman coming up too that Lance Davis has adapted that he is doing as a one-man show. And go to parsonsknows.com, see what's coming up, and really spend an hour watching the adaptations that they put on. Wonderful working actors in the company, and occasionally music as well. But it's a romp. And if these are shows you think, oh, I hated that stuff in high school, go because you'll like it today.
Because I'll be honest, I was never a big fan of Moliere.
What?
He
Are you
didn't-
serious?
He had nice things to say about you, though.
I know. Go figure. You know, that bastard. But but it's something that even people that maybe don't have an affinity for that type of work would be interested in.
Yes,
Is that right?
yes, because it's approached tongue-in-cheek often, and it's also a great way to learn about some of these pieces that you might have glossed over in school or put a finger up in the air toward. But now you can go and listen to one of these one-hour adaptations and think, oh, that's what it's really about. Then go see or then go read the entire script or show.
Yeah,
Love it.
because I think, you know, classics in a hand that appreciates their beats, their passion, you know, the themes that come with them. That is the best way to introduce an audience to the classics. It's when it's so dry, and they weren't meant to be read silently anyway. They were meant to be performed.
Right.
So
These are not dry.
No.
We have buckets of water that we often throw into the audience.
Awesome.
Yes, it's fun.
Misters.
It's a lot of fun.
It's a theatrical Gallagher concert.
There you go. Well,
It's
so we
for
need a
the
watermelon.
Man.
Point Break Live. Point Break Live. Good stuff.
Yep.
Well, people should check out Parsons Knows. I think they should go.
They should too.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I think people should also check out KPCC. You are on there.
We have buckets of
every
water
morning.
there as well.
Do you?
Yes.
It gets a little dangerous with all the electrical equipment around. But
That's true.
yeah. And you have been working with KPCC, I believe, for 20 plus years.
No, thank you. Not yet.
Oh, okay.
No, 13th year.
13th
now
year.
As the morning edition host at KPCC.
Yes.
Yes.
And at the Morning Edition show, you do interviews, you do news. What exactly is the morning show?
That's exactly what it is, interviews and news.
That's
We
easy.
carry NPR's morning edition, and then I'm the guy who comes on to talk about local things, local news stories and traffic reports, and sometimes interviews on the phone with politicians in Washington or other newsmakers or reporters that we have on staff too.
Excellent.
That's all. We try to be as locally focused as we can.
They're also personally in charge of waking me up and getting me to work in the morning. They do a good job.
Yes. Well done, Steve.
Every
Yeah,
morning.
Beatrice and I
Not-
shower together 5 days a week.
We do.
Not an easy task.
Well, Randy
to
and I
wake
should
Beatrice up.
never.
No, I just pay the water bill. What the hell?
Getting
By the way,
shafted.
nice having a ringer, having Steve Julian here. This I feel like Ray Romano doing a radio show next to with his
You
voice.
look a little like
I-
Ray.
Thank you.
You know that?
Thank you. But no, it's.
I really have to feel like I have to speak at the top of my voice when, when Steve's here.
us are
I know.
lowering
Steve's
our-
been nice enough to actually give me some tips and radio advice things. And the number one thing he says, go to the top of your voice. Makes
Really?
a lot of sense.
I did?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It means speak with authority, I suppose. Speak loudly
Oh, now I'm
and
going to be
clearly
so
like you do.
self-conscious for the rest of this.
I know.
Speak like you know what you're saying,
There you
Yes.
go.
whether you do or not.
Exactly. Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
What's
It's
the
like-
most
it's like
important?
acting.
What's the most important thing
teaching.
for a talk show host to have, Steve? How do I host a show?
How do you host the show? You've
Okay,
done
what do,
over
you,
100
what do you
shows.
think? What do you think is the most important trait for a host to have? How about that?
Oh,
Good hair.
For
or
radio, it doesn't matter.
a nice collection of ties. Although this isn't just radio, this is on
No,
camera
we're on.
too.
Like, what's up, y'all? I
See?
mean,
So hair is important,
it's I
Yeah.
guess so.
more so than at KPCC. Thankfully, we don't have little video cameras in our studios. They are wired for them, but we don't have them.
Someday.
I hope
Get you
not.
guys some cameras.
How do you scratch? No.
I know. It's nice to hear. I want you to just say pledge drive just for me.
Oh, there's one going
I
on
know.
right
There
now.
is a
Yes.
member drive going on right now. That's true.
That sounds so cool.
866-888-5722, 866-888-5722. This is the program that you enjoy. Give now.
That is
my
awesome.
God, that was so
KPCC on
cool.
Twitter. Follow them.
Yeah,
Yes, definitely.
I'm on
Steve.
Twitter too.
Great station. And I do listen to you
I
every
know you
morning
do.
on
I
the
know you
drive.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if something weird happens, I'll text you and just say, Steve, did you?
I have a friend who will text me whenever it rains, and he'll say, "Tell people to turn off their sprinklers." Every time it rains, my
Oh.
good buddy Ray Wells gets on the phone, sends a message. You haven't told them yet. Tell them to turn off their automatic sprinklers.
That's an
you
involved
tell them?
listenership.
I do.
Oh,
It jogs my memory, and then yes,
your
I think,
listeners seem like they're pretty
"Oh, hey."
involved.
Oh yeah.
I need to start texting him. I got to say.
Good stuff. But really, Steve, what do you think is the most important thing for a host to have? I'm curious.
Oh, the
Yeah.
ability to listen.
The ability to listen.
And to not have your next question necessarily in mind, but to react to what the person has just said.
Okay, makes a lot of
That's
sense.
good advice.
I never do interviews with questions written out, ever.
No, they just come off the top of your head.
Well, it's a conversation. You want to sit down and have a conversation with somebody. Now, I may have facts written down, percentages or dollar amounts or that sort of thing. But when it comes to actually doing the interview, you just want to say, okay, so what does this mean for you?
Exactly.
Why is this important to you? And you listen if they're answering your question. If they don't answer why, you might approach it from a different angle. All right, so you explain what this is. Now, how does this really impact you?
Ooh.
They're like tree branches. Everything
It
leads
is.
to something else.
That's right.
That's great.
Yeah.
I have another question for you too.
Oh, good.
They're written
write
here.
it down?
They're all
Yeah,
written
he wrote
out.
it
They're all
Yeah.
written down.
I'm not a 13-year pro here. I need my questions written down. So you do a lot of work with theater in Los Angeles, and a friend of mine works at a theater where they're looking for their upcoming season, and they're looking to cut a show, and it's a classic show, and they're looking to kind of do cuts to it to make it fit within the 2-hour time frame because it's a three act show.
Okay.
What do you think of in general the idea of doing cuts to shows to fit a certain time frame? Because I know a lot of theaters do that, a lot of theaters don't. Do you have an
if you're
opinion
doing
on that?
Shakespeare, then I think you almost have to, because those could be 6 or 7 hour performances, and so most
true.
Shakespeare works are adapted for that. But you take a show like August Osage County, which can run 3 hours, and if you cut a word out of it, I think you're doing it a disservice.
Right.
You know,
I agree.
there was an actor who was cast in My Death of a Salesman this past year who underestimated the amount of time it would take to learn his lines, and he said, "Why don't we just chop this and this and this?" And
Are you kidding?
no, I'm not kidding.
Wow.
Okay.
Maybe
not
do it
kidding.
with one son instead.
So he was recast.
Yes.
Really? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wasn't
she was
about to
recast.
cut anything
It's
out of
the-
Death of
No,
a
yes.
Salesman.
You don't cut
serious,
Arthur Miller.
Serious
No.
illness of a salesman.
The confusion of a salesman.
Mm.
Yeah, just do Act 1.
Oh, my
Awesome.
goodness.
So to your point, I would ask why it has to be in 2 hours.
Yeah.
Right.
I
Or
would
choose
I would
something
agree
else.
with you. I would agree with you.
Yeah.
And
And yeah,
I know
I
it's
think
done
she's right.
kind of often in theater. Cuts like that are made, and I don't necessarily agree with it.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Except
if the
in
audience,
Shakespeare.
yeah,
You know?
I mean, if the audience is really engaged in the work, if it's 2 hours or 3,
Yeah.
I've been to shows that are 3 hours that feel like an hour and a half, and I've been to hour and a half shows that have seemed like 3 to 4 hours.
True.
So
Yeah.
And
it
if
just
a work
depends
is
on the-
really amazing, like August Osage, I agree with you. I don't think I looked at that show and it was 3 hours and we had 2 intermissions and people were, this is crazy. I looked at it, there was nothing to cut. There was
Yeah.
nothing to cut without diminishing the work. And so if I wasn't willing to do 3 hours, then I needed to choose a different show.
like you really have to look at what effect it's going to have on the audience when you do something
Right.
like
The
that.
other point too is that sometimes the rights won't allow you to make a cut.
Right.
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 So
And if it's, especially if it's an established work, the one that's known, that people know what they're signing up for, I think that's also something. I've worked with new plays before, and sometimes playwrights don't know when to hit the edit button. And so through workshopping and through saying, okay, where do you want your story to go? And is the conversation that the characters are having right now, is that moving the story forward? Or is it just giving us more information about what we already know? And so, but that's a whole different animal.
Right.
That's like developing a play. But once a play is developed, accepted, put on the roster, then it's as is.
I think when in doubt, cut the dream ballet. That's about it.
Absolutely.
You're
Because
not
we-
Death of a
talking about
Salesman.
Kara's.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
that was the one exception I did make.
Lori makes a decision.
What's that?
Lori makes a decision from Oklahoma.
Oh yes.
Isn't that's a dream
That's
ballet?
Dream ballet.
Yeah.
And I was thinking of Carousel, the Dream
You
Ballet.
never
See?
cut the carousel waltz. You
No.
cannot
No.
do that.
Sacrilege.
It is.
I
It's
agree.
sacred.
So the lesson we've learned is do not cut shows unless it's Shakespeare, and you absolutely have to, I guess.
Or
Why-
there's some classics that I think for adaptation purposes, in order to play to today's audience, then you might do some rearranging or cutting. I agree, but new shows, most of them you can't by rights, you can't do it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think the theater that I was
old
talking about
ones,
is planning to do it, surreptitiously, but
Well, why not just
Uh-oh.
find a different show then?
exactly.
Not
That's how
surreptitious
I
anymore?
think. Yeah, I agree.
The Two Sisters.
So so you've been involved in theater obviously for a long time, Steve. You just finished Altercations. Tell us a little bit about
Altercations was a church play about the Catholic Church abuse scandal that was written last year. It was performed in the Hollywood Fringe Festival last June.
Yes.
One of the actors in it wants to produce it again in a larger venue for a longer run. And so we are doing a rewrite of the script to bring in another character. And I'm about a third of the way through that rewrite. We're meeting next week to just kind of catch up on where we are and what direction to go, like the tree, the branches and the twigs, all
Yeah.
these
Right.
choices, the roads you could go down. You want to keep in mind the story plot, the angle you want to really achieve with the characters and their growth and their arc and all of that. That's the challenge, is getting it to that point where it all makes sense. Then I just had a second reading of a new play called Bullets Fly, which is a violent. There's no violence that occurs during it. However, we've had 3 homicides committed inside a trailer, like a mobile home, including a dead officer and a girl and this middle-aged meth addict. And it's about the reaction of the other police officers who are there an hour later.
Oh, that sounds like something that's never been done before.
Pretty intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Greeks
Laugh a
would do
minute.
it, right?
Yes.
Can people find
I was-
information
that
about
sounds
it at
interesting.
stevejulian.com?
Actually, my website is under reconstruction.
Okay.
So, you can go there, but it's not going to be up to date right now. God, why didn't I do this before I came on the show?
Well, in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, go to stevejulian.com.
Can I come back a 5th time and talk about the website then?
We would love you to. That would be great. Okay, excellent. And you are also I feel like you have so much going on, and I feel like we never have enough time with you. But what is currently going on over at KPCC?
Oh, we're just
Your pledge drive?
our pledge drive, and then we're back into our regular news programming by Tuesday or Wednesday of next week, and just trying to bring people the stories of Southern California and then around the country and the world.
And what do you think? Where do you think the direction of theater is going right now in Los Angeles? It's changing. Obviously, big changes going on.
I also write for LA Stage Times, and if you go to lastagetimes.com, you'll see a story that I just really compiled. I didn't have to write it because I got comments from women in LA theater about, in honor of yesterday's International Women's Day,
Right.
and where they want to see LA theater go in the coming year. And some wonderful insights and analyses by the women who are currently involved with theater in Los Angeles. I think we had about 12 to 14 women take part in this. I really encourage that reading more than any other thing I've ever written there because it's so insightful.
Was there a main theme that came across, or a main kind of, idea that seemed to be running across what they were saying?
A few women made the point that we have to celebrate the women who are currently involved in theater and to increase the opportunities for them. You look on Broadway, there aren't too many women playwrights or directors. You have a few, but theater has historically been dominated by men, and some of the stories reflect that. What's interesting is last weekend I saw a show that I was just telling you guys about off air, Lady House Blues, written by Kevin O. Morrison, who's I think 96 now. It's a 5-woman show, one family, 5, and these women are really fleshed out, I think, and he did a terrific job. It's over at the Andak Theater in North Hollywood. Kitty Swink and Tro Shaw and 3 other women are in this. It's
Tro.
terrific.
She's
You know Tro?
fabulous.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's lovely.
She is.
We both teach for the same company.
She was stage manager also
Star.
for You Can't Take It With You at Antioch when I did a walk-on
Oh.
a few months ago.
Oh, that's right, because you know Rob Nagel as well.
Yeah, Rob just, okay, here, we could go on and on.
I
about
know.
it. Yeah.
I know.
We
Rob's
went to that
terrific.
show, didn't we, at Antioch? Oh, no.
No.
We didn't.
We did not.
Yeah. So you think that there, as far as the direction of theater in LA goes, that the women are really coming up? Playwrights?
I would hope so. I would
Yeah.
hope so. And I think I love theater in Los Angeles. It turns out we are seeing the same show tonight at
Right.
the Bootleg Theater.
So excited.
We just have happenstance discovered that. Songs of Bilitis by
Rogue
with
Artist
Sean
Ensemble.
Sean Kowalty directing. And he's done some amazing work. He had a show a couple of years ago over at Inside the Forward Theater. Hyperbole Origins. Incredible group. I love theater in Los Angeles, and I think that it's not only successful, it will become more so.
You think it's getting better? It's improving. There's a producers league being formed right now. There's a lot of
is.
things going on.
There is.
And it's improving. That's good to hear.
I mean, theater's hit and miss, but there's a lot of great stuff happening.
I hear a lot the idea of you don't want to praise mediocrity. A lot of times, theaters get good reviews when they're not really good shows.
True.
I kind of feel like mediocrity is subjective, though. It's kind of what's mediocre to one person might not be mediocre to another person. So I don't know. It's a very fine line.
There's also a very fine line between advocating for theater as a critic, blogger, and really criticizing a show that you see. A lot of times you'll see a critique online that summarizes a show more than critiques it.
I think
Yeah.
more and more so, and I think that's it was, I think, a trend that is I'm seeing people come away from a little bit now. And I think it's because people are getting more comfortable criticizing shows in LA, where for a while everybody thought we just needed to advocate. And I think what's happening is really exciting because there's a lot of really quality theater happening. And maybe now people are more comfortable saying, okay, well, we can really give a real critique of this. I don't know.
We also have to ask what we want out of our critics, I think, because there are critics who have an educated foundation in theater, who can speak historically and get that perspective when they review a show. And there are others who are like, hey, that was a great show. Go see it. And that just speaks for their own experience and doesn't really inform me why they like the show, rather than so-and-so stood out or, came through or whatever.
Tell us why you like the show, not just that it's good.
Right.
There's a big difference.
Yeah, there is. There's a huge difference.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, Steve Julian, I personally think that you're one of the most intelligent voices in Los Angeles theater, and thank you so much for being on the show.
I don't know. No, I'm just kidding.
No, you know what?
Dorothy's not, but you are.
Thanks for the applause.
Insulting our guests already.
Do I have to go
Just
now?
keeping it light.
Stuff.
I
Keep
guess
it
I'm being
light.
kicked out.
Yeah, you're gonna be kicked out.
I have to say that I can't wait for these guys to open their season, their 2013 season. I know you'll talk about it. But in that group is Edward Albee's The Goat, or Who is Sylvia?
Yes.
I cannot wait. There's that moment when Martin says to his buddy Ross, he's just told him about looking at the farmland, and he was just getting back into his car, or about to get back in the car, and that's when I saw her. And it's a moment when he realizes, and you get into the plot point. Yeah. So
It's an amazing piece. I'm so excited about
I
it.
can't wait to see it.
that was my
It's
audition.
great.
I know.
Was that your audition? That was awesome.
I'm glad we're not just radio. We got
Yep,
the visual
not
of
at all.
that,
We
too.
just had an audition. It was good.
It's not good times.
Hire this man. Steve Julian, stevejulian.com.
thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Brett. Dorothy.
Thank you, Steve.
We're having dinner.
Yes, we are.
yeah.
Oh yeah, dinner tonight, Steve.
I better call Felicia.
Is that
Somebody answer their phone.
Who's
Is that you?
I told you not to call me.
Beatrice
Sarah.
and Randy. Beatrice and Randy of the Ophelia's Jump, not Parsons' Nose. I'm going to cross out Parsons' Nose now so I
It
don't
could
say
be
it again.
Parsons' Jump and Ophelia's Nose, but
I know, really. And you guys are out there in Claremont area.
we're in Claremont,
Mhm.
and we're partnering up with the Daw Gallery, which is the Daw Center for the Arts in Pomona.
Mhm.
And our shows are actually going to be in 3 different locations, all in the same area this
Excellent. Ophelia'sJump.com for information on this, by the way. And your
Yes.
first show was August, Osage
year. Osage
County.
County, yeah.
How did that go?
It was a dream come true for me. I had like this love affair going on with this play for several years, and I actually worked on it during my master's work, and I applied for it. Like seriously, thought, yeah, this is no way I'm getting this, and the rights came in, and so then I had to do it.
That was a fun afternoon.
I was like, oh crap.
Not an easy show to get the rights
No.
to.
Apparently not. No,
And probably
it was the first.
expensive, too.
No, it's no more expensive than anything else, you
Oh.
guys. It's amazing. All these amazing shows, especially if you're talking about non-musicals, are relatively cheap as far as rights are concerned. So, but it came in, and we found a venue for it, and we staged it. I think we did a pretty good job of it. We just got nominated for 8 different Theater League Awards for the the theater association that's out in the Inland Empire.
The ITL Awards.
The ITLs.
Congratulations.
So yeah, I'm really happy with it, and I thought the production values were high, and it was a good first outing. So
Excellent.
pretty cool.
And you just announced your upcoming season.
Yes.
You want to announce that on
You
air?
wanna know what it
Tell
is?
our audience.
Okay.
Tell our audience.
Go ahead and
Okay,
share.
drum
It's
roll.
good stuff.
Woohoo!
Good stuff.
We're starting off with Titleless Show. Now, our theater company really is focusing more on non-musical theater, kind of newer theater that maybe doesn't answer all the questions. It doesn't make you feel warm and fuzzy all the time, but really kind of sticks with you and doesn't leave you alone when you leave the theater. And so title of the show is our musical, and it's a fun romp, but it's also very self-referential and metacognitive, and it has all that fun stuff about being a show that's about two guys writing a show about two guys writing a show.
Yep.
And then in June, we're doing Time Stands Still. I don't know if you guys are familiar. Donald Margulies, he wrote Dinner with Friends. He won the Tony
That
for
I'm
that.
familiar
Yes.
with.
Yeah, and he also just did the Christmas show over at the Geffen Theater.
Yes, and I heard it was wonderful. So it opened at the Geffen and then went to Broadway. So that's a really great piece. Kind of talks about ethics and what it means to be a journalist, and the role of the journalist and the objectivity of the journalist versus, whether there's some sort of duty to step in when you're in a situation where you're maybe photographing something and somebody's dying, kind of thing like that. And then we applied and got Clybourne Park for August.
Shut the front door.
Right? Okay.
Shut the front door.
Right. First time
That
it's
is
ever
great.
being done in the Inland Empire, as far as I know. So we're doing Clybourne freaking Park in August. I'm so thrilled. That's going to be at a brand new theater that they're building at Claremont High. So I'm really excited.
Love it.
And then we have a small play called Sunday Sunday, about a couple of women who have been interned in a mental ward of a psychiatric hospital. It's a character piece. It's really great. And then in October, we have The Goat, or Who is Sylvia? I'm a huge Albee fan. So
Yeah, there's some other lines I can recite for you.
Steve and I have to go
Please.
because he's auditioning.
State your name.
There's a goat in the car.
There's
Steve.
a goat in
Steve has
it.
a
So,
goat.
yeah, it's got to be good, right?
Well, there has to be a goat,
Right? There's
Such
a
a
goat.
good show.
And then we're doing a Christmas piece that is an original piece that's going to look at, I shouldn't even say Christmas, it's holidays, winter holidays around the world. And it's going to be a multimedia piece involving art and visual art and dance and music and spoken word. So,
Ooh.
Excellent.
yeah, really excited about that. We're doing some
Nice.
projects too with the DA, where we're going to mix media.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What do you think it is about Ophelia's Jump that makes you maybe different than other theaters? Maybe something that makes you stand out a little bit.
Well, I don't know that we're different, and I think that we're a result of this kind of zeitgeist, this thing that's going on right now, where it's really kind of a renaissance of theater in LA, and I really think that is going on. In our area, I think we stand out because nobody else is doing this kind of theater. There's community theaters that are doing some edgier plays. It's good work, but maybe the production values aren't all there. And then there are a lot of theaters that have pretty good production values, but they're doing kind of the straight 1950s musicals or kind of mainstream stuff. And there really isn't another theater doing this kind of work out where we're doing it. And so I'm hoping to bring, kind of more contemporary, important works out there and also have the higher production values.
Do you operate under an equity contract or
Not yet, but that's where we're going.
Okay.
Yep.
Seems like there's a really big resurgence of theater in the Inland Empire. A lot of theaters are coming up there and starting out. Well,
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
I think, first of all, the areas come of age. Wouldn't you say, Steve? There's been a change in demographics. During the boom, a lot of kind of professional people and stuff moved out there because it was cheaper. There's a lot of the Claremont colleges are a huge cultural center. And so I think it's all just kind of percolated for a while and starting to come.
The difference, I think, is that musical theater has always done pretty well
Yeah.
in the Pomona Valley and the Inland Empire.
Yep.
Whereas what you're doing, bringing the edgier works, that I think speaks to the resurgence that we've seen in downtown Pomona with the artist lofts and the
Sure.
galleries and such. And I think that there is that bit of a gentrification in the Pomona Valley that
little bit.
may be that demographic shift, that keeps going east. But I am so glad to see you guys tackling shows like Clybourne Park and The Goat. These are, edgy works that, Clybourne won the Pulitzer, didn't it?
Yes, it
Right,
did.
yeah.
And, what was that, the Geffen?
And the-
Taper
Or
just
Ta-
opened.
Taper-
Yeah,
Ta-
just
Ta-
opened the season.
At the Taper, yeah.
Yeah.
And they did that in
Just-
rep with a Raisin in the Sun, right?
Yes,
Right.
they
Right.
did. That's actually one of the things we're going to do. We have script readings, and the script reading that we're pairing up before that is going to be Raisin in the Sun.
Yeah, it's interesting just seeing, even for August Osage County, we were getting a draw of audience members and actors to audition from Orange County, from LA, from the Inland Empire, all over. And I think it's it's almost that Facebook mindset now. People are communicating. It's not territorial like it used to be.
Sure.
People that are talented and are looking for these pieces are looking for the piece, and they want to find it someplace, and they'll find it, and they're searching for it. And we did draw quite a bit from that Claremont College mindset, people that have heard about these shows. And it also helped for August Osage. They were filming the Meryl Streep film version at the same time. So the buzz was kind of going on, but I think people are really they're a lot more educated with theater, and it's kind of like, I always think about punk rockers that grow older. As you know, you're a punk rock artist, you're doing this music, and then about 5 years later you're doing classical work because you learn how to play music. You start becoming, and not saying that they don't, but it's just they grow. And I think people that are in the arts are the same thing. You may be doing one type of thing, but you want to extend and you want to try different tastes,
Right.
And you want to be challenged. And I think that once they find out that there is great theater that is challenging, that is, what we're going to see tonight, or what we're going to see in Orange County or in the Inland Empire, there's enough theater that's out there. You can support it all. You can be a part of it. And you can see there's a time to see something classic, time to see something that's a fun musical, a romp, and something to just be challenged. So it's getting the work out, but everybody's been very supportive of it.
Could I ask something?
Yeah.
Teacher, it's okay.
You're the pro here.
No. But you're having 3 spaces that you'll be using for your season.
Yeah.
It's hard enough to plan a season in one space.
Oh, she's insane. Did I tell you that? She's crazy.
What are the practicalities of 3 spaces, and what are the size differences among them?
One of the spaces is ULV, the Daily Theater, and so that they're all smaller size. I mean, the biggest space is 230 seats. A lot of these shows that we're doing really require, I think, a certain intimacy, and so I'm not looking for huge spaces. But you're right. We're going to. Don't look at me like that. It's crazy. We are a little bit nuts, but that's art, right? If you don't take risks, you don't get anything interesting. So we're doing a lot of the 4 of the shows are out of the DA, which I think is actually the most difficult, because we are fitting a non-theatrical space. It's an art gallery and creating a theatriral space.
I've done that before. It's a challenge.
It's a challenge. And so that I think is the hardest. As far as, putting up Time Stand Still at ULV, you have a working theater there. And so that's difficult, but not anymore. It's just part of the planning.
How many can you seat at DAW?
The DAW is about 80. And we are paying, we're not under an equity plan yet, but we're paying equity waiver, because I think it's really, that's the other part of it. I think it's really important to at least acknowledge that artistic work is worth something. And we're not able to obviously pay a living wage yet, but that's what we should all be. That's what we should all be working
Striving
towards,
for,
because art should be seen as an absolutely necessary part of our society.
Will your ticket prices vary based on the venue?
No, the ticket prices are the same across board. It was just going to get too wacky to try to do it otherwise. So.
And really, it was kind of creating shows that were creating an experience. So the show would fit the venue. So that's part of the experience itself. And we really wanted to create something that was fair, value for the ticket price, but yet help us support what we need to accomplish. So we feel pretty comfortable with it. It's still a great, we're working on ticket pricing that doesn't include all the $27 that you have to pay if you go online and all of those kind of things, which that's been a challenge. It's really interesting looking at that dynamic, but
there are a lot of different companies that are getting into that game, and you have to look at like, okay, if I don't charge it to the customer, then we get charged. And so for
it's
you
really
have to
difficult.
work it into your budget, and those lines, they want to know them.
That's been, I actually went online to try and buy a ticket someplace that I will not name the other day. It was an $18 ticket, and when I went to check out, it would have been $25. $7 charges on an $18 ticket. I think that's just,
wow.
That's a little crazy.
That's excessive,
right?
And that's also a conversation that a lot of theaters have inside their board meetings. Let's not raise our ticket price, but we'll increase the fees a little bit.
Right.
Because everybody is struggling for revenue.
Yep.
You know how it is in theater.
It's not easy.
Ticket sales, if you're lucky, ticket sales give you half of your annual budget.
Oh, we've raised our prices 3 times in the last 4 years. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
deal.
actually were thinking of $1 ticket price, $27
Fee.
soft drink. But no kidding.
Well, it sounds like as long as you don't do that and continue to do the amazing work that you're doing over there at Ophelia's Jump, that you're going to be very successful. So
thank
we're excited
you.
to see a show there.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, this is wonderful. Thanks.
Yay!
We'll take a quick commercial break and be right back and to speak with Helen Bromfield of Knockout Image. If you have any questions for Helen, make sure to give us a call at 323-247-7443. We'll be back on La La Land with Brett and Dorothy on LA Talk Live. Welcome back to La La Land on LA Talk Live. That's Dorothy Dillingham Blue.
And there's Brett Chapin.
Dorothy Dillingham Blue's on my right now. Look at
What's
that.
up?
And we are very, very lucky to have the amazing Helen Bromfield with us.
Hello.
Hello, Helen.
I like that. Now I understand the round of applause you were talking about because I couldn't hear that. Like, what were you talking about?
Helen is from Knockout Image. Knockout Image is a PR company, and you just worked on the incredible Burt Wonderstone.
Yes, we did. We had a fantastic event at the Magic Castle. So make sure you go and check out the Magic Castle on Twitter and Facebook. Those guys over there, Aaron and Ben and Chris, they are just amazing.
They do it up right. I've been there for dinners before, and it's an experience.
Yeah.
It really is. From the moment you walk in, like, there's nothing that they leave out of the experience.
Right. And it's such a unique space. And what we found with the event was that so many people had never been to the Magic Castle.
Oh, wow.
You know, it was something that everybody drives past, or if you're in Hollywood, you know, obviously, you know, but because it is a member situation that, you know, not everybody can get in. So this was really wonderful to be able to give a new group of people the opportunity to see the shows, which you were talking about in the surfboard when we were off.
So much fun.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Really, really great event. And, you know, like I said, it's a unique space, so you get lost in there, and it's just wonderful. So we had a great time. Yeah. How did you enjoy the event? I know you were there.
Yeah, it was great. So there was a cylinder and a surfboard, and he stood on it. No, it was really great. You know, the guys, I don't know how they do the things that they do with the sleight of hand and the card tricks. And
I love the
things
close-up
that.
room. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
The close-up room.
You'll walk
Yeah.
by and, you know, everybody's very intense and watching, and all of a sudden there's this burst of energy when,
Yeah.
you know, when something
Like,
happens.
"Ah,
Hey,
that
what did I miss? What did I miss? So, yeah, it's amazing what they do. Very incredible, as you
Yes.
said, a night of incredible magic. So, yeah, it was wonderful.
And it kept seeming like I recognized people. Like maybe I saw a couple TV stars there or something like that.
Yeah,
you
we
know?
had some great people. We, you know, obviously I've got to spend a little time with Anya, who's been on So You Think You Can Dance and Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, love
She's
Anya.
a big fan. So
Pasha and Anya.
Yes, that was a great night. That was a great introduction. We had Dennis Haskins, Mr. Belding, is a good friend and you know, always very supportive of any of the events we do. But yeah, there were some familiar faces wandering around, a couple of magicians, and it was really nice to see Hollywood come out and support, and not only the movie but the Magic Castle. And you know, the Magic Castle members were actually who allowed us to utilize the space and have the event there. So we're so incredibly thankful. But they came out and really enjoyed the event. We got some great reviews. So it was a great night.
What's the buzz on the movie? People are liking the movie?
The movie was I still
Burt
haven't seen the incredible Burt Wonderstone. I did the event, but I still haven't seen it. But from what I understand, that in the screening, when you're screening that kind of a movie that's such targeted to the demographic, and you have an entire theater full of magicians, you know, the reaction from what I understand was incredible. I mean, you know, maybe some jokes and references that if you weren't a magician you might not understand, which I had, you know, a couple of friends in there that said the same thing. They were like, you know, all of a sudden there was this burst of energy and laughing, and we just really couldn't figure out what it was. But you know, it was just a really great movie, and everybody had a great time, and it was nice to tie right in from the movie at the ArcLight that Allied Marketing Company set up for us, to go right to the Magic Castle. You know, it was just a really nice theme and a flow, and tied in beautifully.
Great.
Love it.
Yeah. So you guys will have to come out to some of our other events. We're
Absolutely.
We're gonna be working,
Yes.
What do you have coming up next?
In the line of the post movie screenings, we're hoping to work on the 42 movie, which is the Jackie Robinson release. It's coming out in April. And then through the rest of the year, hopefully The Great Gatsby with Leonardo DiCaprio and The Hangover 3 and Man of Steel. So definitely check out the Knockout Image Facebook, and you'll be able to see a lot of the upcoming events. So, and in between that, obviously, we work with marketing clients and staffing. So we do a lot of liquor promotions. So if you ever want to come out for a little sampling, we had Tres Yetas Tequila at the Magic Castle. Did you have a chance to?
I did sample the tequila there. Yeah,
I'm shocked. I'm utterly shocked, Brett Chapin.
Imagine that.
Utterly shocked.
We always make sure to
great.
tie in a great partner so that we have some creative cocktails and we had a great ice sculpture, so everybody was around that and pouring the tequila through and getting a nice chill tequila. I was excited because I walked over to get a sample, and the beautiful promotional girl handed me a shot of Añejo Tres Yetas Tequila with a little side of chocolate. So I was like, all right, I'm
Love
good.
it.
That works for me. Yes, that deserves a round of applause.
Yeah.
So tequila and chocolate, that works for me.
We didn't even need the studio applause. We got the live studio audience applause.
I should have brought a couple of bottles of Tres Yetas
Start talking
with me.
about alcohol around here, and that's what you get.
I'll remember for next time. We'll have a sampling, live sampling.
There you go. Because we can do that here.
Oh, we can
Yes.
do that here. That's nice.
You can cuss too if you want.
Oh, well,
We'll get the tequila first, and then you might start cussing.
a couple of shots of tequila, and who knows what's going to happen.
Good stuff. KnockoutImage.com.
Yes.
Also find them on Facebook
Yes.
under Knockout Image.
Yes.
And you can also find them on Twitter.
Thank you. Oh, yeah.
Knockout Image, or it's KO Image on Twitter, is it not?
No, we're Knockout Image on Twitter, Knockout Image on Instagram, and Facebook the same. We work with a wonderful company, which I think you're familiar with, Caitlin with Royal Social Media.
Yes.
And
love
she
Caitlin.
helps us with all of our social media needs, and so she's got us covered everywhere, from the website to social media to.
She is the queen of that.
She is the queen of that. I hear she's one of she's in rival with Steve for the the number one guest attendant. So
She kind of is.
Yeah.
I think she's tied with him.
Caitlin, we got to get you back in here. So
Yeah. Take over the lead from Steve, Caitlin.
Now, what got you into doing PR and things like that?
Well, we started in Orlando, Florida. So big shout outs to Orlando.
Nice.
We started in Orlando in 2004, and I was working in the liquor industry, and we started booking a lot of promotional girls. So we had this fantastic group of beautiful women that were involved in events and promotions. And as we moved over to Los Angeles, it rolled into more of the PR and marketing side of things, because that's, we did that on the level in Orlando. And when we moved out here, it was just so well received. And the opportunities, Los Angeles offers so many unique opportunities to work in the industry. So we were able to roll into working with the movie theaters, and we were working with Rolling Stone in Hollywood for a little while. And, it's just been really great to take what we started and then move it over into the entertainment. And, we've had the opportunity to work with the Pantages on some events. The last show I saw at the Pantages, I'm probably going to get my hand smacked, was the $1 Million Quartet, which was fantastic.
Oh,
So we did
yeah.
a little event with them for that. But, being in LA and working in marketing PR, it affords you so many incredible experiences. And, being able to work with Magic Castle or any of those other outlets. So it's been really, really fun.
Great.
Yeah.
I know I've done promo work myself before, and it's really if you're working for a fun, great company that has great management, it's a pleasure. It's so much fun. You meet nice people, and you like what you're talking about, and that makes all the difference.
Well, I hope that the team in Knockout will say that they have great management team, because otherwise we're in big trouble.
Well, Caitlin's always saying nice things about you guys. So I'm sure.
We have her on retainer, so it's really important to find the right team. I'm sure it's the same way in theater, and making sure that you have the right key players, and when you find that dream team, it really works. So
Sounds like you got it.
yeah. Well, we're working towards it every day. Every little bit helps.
Awesome. Helen Bromfield, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Will you come back and visit us next time you're in town?
I would love to.
Perfect.
All right. You're headed off. You're leaving on a jet plane. Where are you headed?
Yeah,
back
well,
home?
thank goodness we're so close to the airport. No, we're Selena and I are heading out to New York for the week. We've got some meetings with some great partners of ours. iGo live streaming, check them out, and ISE International Sports Education. So we're going out to New York to support them and have some really great meetings with some partners and get some marketing rolling for those companies. And so we're going to go out and endure the cold a little bit. That's why I'm a little wrapped up today.
Break a leg. Best of luck. Have fun with that.
Thank you.
Don't freeze.
No, we'll be back on Thursday, so hopefully we'll be able to catch up with you soon.
Perfect.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me.
Helen Bromfield, Knockout Image, knockoutimage.com, Knockout Image on Facebook, Knockout Image on Twitter. And next week, we are going to be having Alexander Loy and Noel Locke from the film Zero Dark Dirty.
Yeah,
We're going to put...
you heard that right.
Yeah, Zero Dark Dirty. It's not an adult film.
Nope.
We are going to be putting the link to the trailer of the film up on our Facebook and our Twitter. Check it out, guys. ZeroDarkDirty.com. And maybe we might even be able to get maybe Corey Feldman or Frank
Perhaps.
Stallone to call in.
Oh my goodness. Or the Iron Cheek.
Or Stephen Baldwin. They're all in it.
There you go. Yes. Any Baldwin, just call in.
Baldwin is welcome.
We'll take any
on La La
Baldwin.
Land.
I think you definitely need tequila next week.
Good stuff. They might even be performing live too. I would love
What?
it.
Yeah,
Yes.
there you go.
What?
And we also have actor Peter James Smith. The guy's done more television than you can shake a stick at. I don't know how much television you can shake a stick at, but he's done more.
Okay.
Yeah.
If it's a yardstick, I think that's a lot.
Good stuff. For any information on us, you can find us at facebook.com/LaLaLandTalk, twitter.com/LaLaLandTalk, LaLaLandTalk@gmail.com.
We're talking. There's a lot of talking.
A lot of stuff going
La La
on.
Land talk.
Thank you, as always, to LA Talk Live. We love you guys. You guys rock. Until next week, that's Dorothy Dillingham Blue
And there's Brett Chapin.
on La La Land on LA Talk Live. See you at the top.